Okay, now I told you that we're basically going to learn how to use either the verb to be or verb to do in asking why questions, right? Okay, now rule one, see the use of verb to be. Now, when you look at 1a, it's giving you what looks like a formula. This plus this, the what parts. And to break it down, to always help you draw a distinction or to narrow it down, I always tell you what to focus on. So here I've circled verb to be and I've circled adjective. This is always common. In every question, you always have a noun or pronoun coming in somewhere. Okay? So we have a verb to be and an adjective. So 1a, we're looking at how to use a verb to be together with an adjective in a why question. Now let's see an example. Why are, see the verb to be, why are John and Liz worried? Worried here is the adjective. So verb to be with an adjective. Now let's see how to answer the question. They can't find their passport. I want you to notice something very important. All through our lessons on WH questions, we've been talking about when the WH word is the subject and when it's the object. I stressed on this at the beginning. The first lessons we had. And if you remember, if this were in a classroom, this is where I'll pose a question now because I expect you to know this. But I'll just quickly remind you and move on. We know that to find out if the WH word is the object or the subject, we give ourselves the easiest way. I told you that the easiest trick is to look at the answer. If there's no answer, give yourself a possible answer in your head. And in that answer, try to find out if the WH word is the beginning, is the subject of your answer or the object. Now let's see the why. The why here is not John and Liz, see, they. The beginning of our answer, even if, let's say, for example, I were to say, John and Liz can't find their passports. John and Liz is not my why, meaning that my why is not the subject of this question. And when why is not the subject of the question, remember, we do not begin with a noun. We only begin with a suitable pronoun. So, because the why is not the subject of this question, we're beginning with a suitable pronoun. So we turn John and Liz into a suitable pronoun, plural noun. So John and Liz, so they, plural pronoun. John and Liz, plural subject. So we use a suitable pronoun, plural pronoun, they. Is that clear? This is also a pattern. I'll state it quickly here. This is also a pattern you're going to notice all through the examples used in this unit. The why in all the examples is not the subject. Therefore, you're going to realize that they're using suitable pronouns at the beginning of the answers. Please keep that in mind. Okay? So, example 2. Why aren't you hungry? Of course, aren't, negative form of the verb to be. Negative form of the verb to be, emphasis on verb to be, with the adjective hungry. You see here, the why is also not the subject. So we're beginning with a suitable pronoun. You turns to I. Because for example, I walk into the classroom and I turn to Maya and I ask, Maya, why aren't you hungry? She's going to tell me, in response to that question, she's going to tell me why she's not hungry. And she's going to begin with, I had a huge breakfast. I had a huge breakfast. The why is the cause, and the cause is beginning from here. Having a huge breakfast is the cause of her not being hungry. Is that clear? So 1a is the use of verb to be with adjectives in why question. Now 1b, the use of verb to be and present participle of the main verb. Present participle, I've been telling you this, is a main verb with ing. That's the present participle form. All right. So instead of continually saying base form of main verb plus ing, I just put them together and say present participle form. All right. So here with 1b, the use of verb to be and present participle form of the main verb in a why question. This one comes of we come across this very regularly. As a general rule, most times when you have a verb to be with a main verb in a WH question, most times that main verb always has an ing attached to it, okay? So, why isn't the bus stopping? See? Why, the WH word why, isn't negative form of the verb to be. The bus is the noun or pronoun, in this case a noun, okay? And then stopping, we have the base word stop with ing, hence the present participle form of stop. Why isn't the bus stopping? Sorry. Why isn't the bus stopping? And the answer is, it is already full of passengers. It is already full of passengers. You see that it is the bus. The why is not the subject. The bus is the subject. So since the why is not the subject, we change a bus to a suitable pronoun, it, and then we give our cause, our reason. It is already full of passengers. Second example, why was the baby howling just now? Why was the baby howling just now? She wanted. The baby becomes a suitable pronoun because why is not the subject here. She wanted to get out of the cot. She wanted to get out of the cot. Now I'm going to pause and continue from rule 2 in another video.